Do you ever find yourself replaying conversations in your head long after they're over? That mental echo chamber where their words just loop on repeat, telling you you're too sensitive, you're wrong, or you misunderstood. It's exhausting, isn't it? That constant feeling of being on the defensive, always preparing your next argument for a fight that might never even happen. Most advice tells you to speak up, to fight back, to explain your side of the story with perfect clarity. But what if that's the very thing keeping you trapped? What if the way to win isn't to get louder, but to get quiet? I'm not talking about the angry, punishing silence they might use on you. I'm talking about a different kind of silence altogether. A silence that isn't a reaction, but a strategy. It's a silence that calmly takes back the power they've been borrowing from your emotional bank account. There is a razor-thin line between using silence as a shield for your peace and using it as a weapon for their punishment. Most people get this wrong, and it backfires spectacularly. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you the critical difference that ensures you stay the hero of your story, not the villain. We are going to dismantle their game piece by piece without you having to raise your voice even once. Stay with me because this changes everything. The central problem in dealing with manipulative people is that any reaction you give them is a victory for them. Your anger feeds them, your tears validate them, and your arguments entertain them. When you engage on their terms, you are playing a game you can never win because they wrote the rules. This is the shift that changes everything. True power isn't making them afraid of you. It's making you unafraid of them. It's about reaching a state of calm empowerment, where their attempts to destabilize you become irrelevant, like a wave crashing against a lighthouse. Today, I'm going to give you 4 specific, psychologically backed, silent behaviors that achieve exactly that. We will cover strategic indifference, which makes you a boring target. Then we'll explore how to observe, don't absorb, turning you from a participant into a scientist. After that, we'll learn to enforce boundaries with action, not announcements, which makes your rules non-negotiable. And finally, we'll talk about how to reclaim your narrative internally, making their labels powerless. These aren't tricks to punish them. They are tools to protect you. They are the keys to reclaiming the emotional remote control they've had for far too long. And by the end of this video, you will understand how to use them with integrity and for your own unshakable peace. This is your guide to becoming emotionally bulletproof. Here's the first move they never see coming. It's a technique often called strategic indifference or the gray rock method. To understand why it's so devastatingly effective, you first have to understand their goal. A manipulator is constantly scanning their environment for emotional energy. They are like emotional arsonists looking for something to burn, and your reaction is their fuel. Positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Attention is attention, and drama is their oxygen. They expect you to engage when they toss out a piece of bait. Imagine a toxic coworker leans over and says, "Ugh, did you hear what management decided?" It's a total disaster. They are waiting for you to agree, to vent, to join them in the negativity. This is where you deploy strategic indifference. Your job is to become the most boring person in the room. You become as unresponsive and uninteresting as a gray rock. Instead of taking the bait, you give a short, non-committal answer. "I see," and then immediately return to your work. Okay, with no emotional coloring whatsoever. No follow-up questions, no shared outrage, no emotional data for them to analyze. You are giving them absolutely nothing to work with. At first, this will confuse them. Their brain is screaming, "Wait, that's not how the script goes." They might try a different angle, perhaps making the comment more personal to provoke you. "Well, it's going to affect your projects the most. I'll look at the email later." Their reaction is predictable: frustration followed by boredom. Manipulators have a very short attention span for things that don't give them an emotional return on their investment. They are not getting the drama, the validation, or the fight they crave. So they will go elsewhere to find their supply. Psychologically, what's happening is you are severing the feedback loop they depend on. Their entire strategy is based on action and reaction. When you refuse to provide the reaction, their action hangs in the air, feeling awkward and powerless. This isn't about ignoring them in a way that feels like a punishment. It's a calm, quiet, and strategic decision to conserve your energy for things that matter. You are not playing their game. You are not even on the field. You are communicating through your profound lack of interest that their drama has no home here. It is one of the quickest ways to make a manipulator lose interest and see you as a non-viable target. You become a dead end for their energy, and they are forced to reroute. This takes practice, because your instincts might scream at you to defend yourself or correct them. Resist that urge. Your peace is more valuable than their entertainment. Choose to be a boring gray rock. The next shift is an internal one, and it's incredibly powerful because they can't see you doing it. It's about changing your seat in the theater of their drama. This technique is called observe, don't absorb. A manipulator's primary goal is to pull you into their emotional storm. They want you to feel their chaos, to get tangled up in their narrative, to become a character in their never-ending play. When they are the victim, they need you to be the rescuer or the villain. When they are angry, they need you to be scared or angry right alongside them. They cannot stand for you to be a neutral party. Your job is to refuse the role they have assigned you. Instead of stepping onto the stage, you take a seat in the audience. You mentally step back and view their behavior as if you are a scientist studying a strange and fascinating creature. You become an observer of human behavior. Note their actions without attaching your emotions to them. Notice the way their voice gets higher when they feel challenged. Observe the specific words they use to try and elicit guilt. See their exaggerated hand gestures as part of a performance. You are collecting data, not absorbing damage. Stop being an actor in their play and start being a critic in the audience. So when they start their dramatic story about how everyone is against them, you don't get pulled into the emotion of it. You don't absorb their anxiety or their rage. You simply think, interesting, this is their victim narrative again. Note the pattern. Their reaction to this is profound confusion. On an energetic level, they feel unseen. Their attempts to hook you emotionally fail to land, leaving them feeling strangely alone in their own drama. Their big emotional performance gets no applause, no boos, just the quiet hum of an empty theater. This makes them look and feel foolish. They might even try to escalate, to create a bigger scene to finally get a reaction from you. But because you're just observing, you see the escalation for what it is, a desperate attempt to regain control of the audience. It confirms your hypothesis rather than frightening you. This is not about being cold or unfeeling. It's about understanding that their emotions are theirs to manage, not yours to carry. You can have compassion from a distance without getting drowned in their chaos. This single mental shift from participant to observer is one of the most powerful things you can do. It protects your peace, clarifies your thinking, and quietly communicates that you are not a puppet in their show. They can't manipulate someone who is busy taking notes on their manipulation techniques. This next behavior addresses one of the biggest mistakes people make. We are taught to communicate our boundaries with words. The problem is, for a manipulator, a stated boundary is not a wall. It is an invitation to a negotiation. When you say, "Don't speak to me in that tone," they hear, "Let's have a 2-hour debate about what constitutes an acceptable tone." They thrive on this debate. They will argue, deflect, gaslight, and wear you down until your boundary is a faint, blurry line they can step over at will. So you will stop announcing your boundaries and start enforcing them with action. The technique is simple. Your action is the boundary. Think of it this way. Instead of putting up a sign that says "No trespassing," you are the fence. For example, instead of saying, "Please stop shouting at me," the moment their voice raises, you calmly stand up and walk out of the room. You don't slam the door. You don't announce, "I'm leaving," because you're yelling. You just leave. The conversation is over. When their volume goes up, your presence goes away. The action itself is the complete message. Let's use a different scenario. Imagine you have a family member who is notoriously late for every gathering, causing stress and resentment. You've talked about it, argued about it, and pleaded about it, all to no effect. Using this principle, you simply state the plan once. Dinner is at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., you and whoever is present begin eating. When the late person arrives at 7:45, they are not greeted with anger or lectures. They are greeted with the simple, undeniable reality that the event started without them. The natural consequence of their action was missing part of the meal. There is nothing to argue about. Their defeated reaction is one of powerlessness. They are left with no one to fight. Their usual tactics of arguing the point or making excuses are met with a quiet, unmovable reality. They learn through direct experience that certain behaviors result in an immediate loss of access to you or the experience. This is profoundly more effective than any argument. It shifts the dynamic from a verbal power struggle to a simple cause and effect reality that you control. It's non-negotiable because there's nothing to negotiate. Your actions speak with a clarity that your words never could. They learn that your boundaries are not suggestions. They are physical laws in your shared environment. Crossing them doesn't lead to a discussion, it leads to a dead end. This is how you teach people how to treat you without saying a word. Everyone tells you to fight back with your words. What if the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all to them, but everything to yourself? This final silent behavior is entirely internal, and it is your ultimate defense system. It's called reclaiming your narrative. A manipulator's most insidious goal is to colonize your mind. They want to plant seeds of doubt and define your reality for you. They do this with labels. You're being too sensitive. You're so selfish. You always overreact. They expect one of two responses. Either you absorb the label and feel bad, or you argue against it. Both responses give them power. Arguing proves that their words got to you, that their opinion matters enough to be fought. This is where you go silent externally. When they throw a label at you, you offer no reaction. No defense, no argument, no visible sign of injury. But internally, a crucial process takes place. You immediately and consciously reject their narrative and reaffirm your own. When they say you're being far too sensitive, you don't say anything out loud. But in your mind, you state with absolute clarity, I am not too sensitive. I am appropriately responding to disrespect. When they call you selfish for setting a boundary, you internally affirm, I am not selfish. I am practicing self-preservation. Their opinion is a sentence they speak, not a sentence you have to serve. This is a silent, invisible act of rebellion. Their defeated reaction is total confusion. Externally, they are met with a blank wall. Your lack of reaction is baffling to them. It gives them no new information and no emotional fuel. Internally, their poison has been neutralized on impact. Their words bounce off your solid sense of self, unable to penetrate and cause the intended harm. Their attempt to define you has failed. This practice builds an unshakable core of self-trust. It makes you the sole authority on who you are. Over time, their labels start to sound ridiculous, like a child calling a giant small. Lose all their weight and all their sting. This is the ultimate form of emotional sovereignty. You stop looking to them for a reflection of who you are. Your identity is yours to define and yours alone. Their version of your story becomes just that, a story, a piece of fiction you no longer have to read. Okay, stop. This next part is the most important thing you will hear in this video. I am listening carefully. I know what some of you are thinking because it's the most common concern. Isn't this just giving them the silent treatment? Isn't this just another form of manipulation? This is a brilliant and necessary question. The answer lies in one single critical word: motivation. Assertive silence, which is what we are discussing, is a shield. Its only purpose is to protect your own inner peace and preserve your emotional energy. It's a boundary you create for yourself. I am doing this so that I can feel calm and safe. Toxic silence, or the silent treatment, is a sword. Its purpose is to punish, control, or harm the other person. It is an aggressive tactic designed to create anxiety, guilt, and fear in them. I am doing this so that they will feel bad and come crawling back. One is about self-preservation. The other is about domination. So here is the litmus test for you. Before you use any of these silent behaviors, ask yourself this one simple question. Am I doing this so I can feel calm or so they will feel bad? If your honest answer is about creating your own peace, you are acting in self-defense and integrity. If you feel a flicker of satisfaction at the thought of them suffering, you are drifting into their territory. Our goal here is not to become a better manipulator. It is to become immune to manipulation. There is a world of difference between the two. And before we finish, there's a critical warning. It's vital to understand the limits of these techniques. These strategies are designed for dealing with common emotional manipulation from people like difficult coworkers, controlling family members, or dramatic friends. They are not designed for situations involving physical or severe psychological abuse. With individuals who have severe personality disorders, such as narcissistic personality disorder, using these tactics can sometimes trigger an escalation. They may perceive your withdrawal of attention as a profound threat and ramp up their behavior to regain control. If you are in a relationship where you feel physically unsafe or are experiencing relentless, severe psychological abuse, your priority is not managing their behavior. Your priority is your safety. In these cases, please do not go it alone. Reach out to a qualified therapist or a domestic violence support organization to help you create a safe exit plan. Knowing when to use these tools is as important as knowing how. So, as we bring this all together, the core message becomes clear. True, lasting power is not found in controlling them. It is found in mastering yourself. It's about taking your hands off their steering wheel and placing them firmly back on your own. The 4 behaviors we discussed are strategic indifference, observing without absorbing, enforcing with action, and reclaiming your narrative. They are not about a war with them. They are about forging peace within yourself. Remember that voice in your head from the beginning of this video? The one that replayed their words on an endless, painful loop? When you practice these behaviors, that voice gets quieter. It's not because you've won an argument. It's because their words no longer have a place to land. Their negativity finds no fertile soil in your mind. You are calmly and quietly taking back your mental real estate. This is where true freedom lies. And remember this final thought. You're not building a wall to keep them out. You're laying a foundation for your own peace. A foundation so solid, so deep, and so truly yours that no storm they create can ever shake it again. You become your own safe harbor. Now hit subscribe. That one click is a declaration that this helped and that you are ready to continue on this path. It tells me you're committed to building this foundation of inner peace. Then go become the person whose peace cannot be disturbed. Go become the lighthouse. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. You've got this.